Alright, welcome guys to another live stream. I am your host Morgan Ozpin, and today we're gonna be trying something completely new once again. I have once again jumped into a freaking new rabbit hole of skills that I want to try out. And this time it's gonna be something very different yet sorta, I guess, familiar to you guys who have been following me since I've been doing my Blender stuff since 2022. We're gonna be learning how to 3D model in a dental CAD software. Now, you might be wondering, why am I in this rabbit hole right now? You did Blender 3D models, NPR models in Blender. You did music in LMMS. Then you jumped into the rabbit hole of learning how to code in JavaScript. So why am I in Blue Sky Plan right now, trying to learn its features in order to make a surgical guide for oral implant surgery? Well, you see, if you guys are unaware of what I'm studying in my own personal life, I've been studying dentistry since the start of 2018, and ever since then I've been slowly building up my knowledge and my skills as a dental practitioner in the university that I attend. And during my days there as a freaking dental student, I've come across instructors and clinicians telling me about this new, well, not really a new, but a trend here. I guess a new trend here in the country. It's not really new elsewhere, but it's a new trend in the country wherein dentists are now practicing a new workflow in their clinic, in which they now incorporate technology in their workplace. And the technology that they use is in this huge umbrella of this emerging field in dentistry called dental CAD, aka computer aided design / computer aided manufacturing, shortened to dental CAD CAM. So I've been looking at the background of this entire trend for the past couple of years, ever since I think 2022. In fact, the reason why I've even jumped into Blender is because I thought that it would be a good starting point for my dad to get me into dental CAD as a workflow. And we first thought that Blender was going to be this thing that's gonna become a dental CAD software in the future. Turns out it technically did, but it isn't really as powerful as the other softwares here that I'm going to be introducing to you guys in this series. Technically, there's this thing called Blender for Dental, which is a dental CAD add-on for Blender, but we'll not get into that for now, because it's a bit, I would say it's I technically do have the program in my computer, but the problem is that I haven't updated it ever since. And if I'm gonna be, showing you guys some dental CAD software, I might as well show you guys something that's more accessible to everyone here. Because if you're gonna be going into these dental CAD software, they do have a high price range to get into. I'm talking about prices that sort of rival that of Adobe. You have subscription models that are worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's basically you can't get into most of these freaking softwares. However, the software that we'll be talking about here is Blue Sky Plan, which is something they can download for free technically. Which I'll explain to you guys later why this is technically a free software, but this is straight up something that you can download for free onto your device. I am using a Windows computer right now, and I want this to be, I guess, the first software I study for this series. And this series I would maybe call like Dental CAD or something, as a series of live streams. And I just wanna see if I can learn some of these and get used to these softwares, because I will be using this later on when I'm finally, getting a job or something. And just so you know, guys, I technically did already touch Blue Sky Plan in the past, but I'm not really used to it in a way. So what I'll be doing in this live stream is that I'll be reviewing some of the modules that they have in Blue Sky Plan right here, which is the implant planning and surgical guides, crown and bridge, orthodontics, dentures, endodontics. Do I even need to learn about endodontics, and maybe the splint as well? And if you guys are new to my channel, hey, hello, you must be a dentist. If you are a dentist, a person working with a dentist, or someone who is looking for someone else to tell them about something about the dental field, well, prepare to be disappointed, because you are talking to a dental student. So what I'll be learning here, and what you'll be seeing here, and what I'll be pronouncing here may not be correct or practical when it comes to your own when you're in your own practice. I'm just, I'm basically just treat these streams as if I am a classmate with you in college, just learning a bunch of things, and you might eventually get something wrong, but we might eventually get something right, and who knows, you might even find something new to learn in the end. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So I already opened up a little bit of Blue Sky Plan just to make sure that everything here is up to speed in my streams. Hold on, let me just open up the chat here in case you guys want to see some stuff. Okay, so you guys might be wondering, how do I get into dental CAD, specifically Blue Sky Plan? Well, if you're gonna get into dental CAD, I've attended a bunch of instructors seminars in the past, and most of them tell me to just go watch a YouTube tutorial, or if the CAD software has a website, you can go into the website, and most probably they'll probably have like a list of documents for you to read in order to study these dental CAD software. And in this particular software, Blue Sky Plan, they make it easy for you, because they both have a website for education and for studying on they have a website for education and videos for you to go get into to learn a little bit more about their software. So if I go down to their education website, don't mind these buttons here. Go down to over here, the Blue Sky Plan software, and you will eventually find these other buttons here: surgical guides, dentures, orthodontics, model master, splint, endodontics. And you'll notice that they have the same, I guess, names as that of Blue Sky Plan's modules here. So if you're going to study one, I suggest you go get into surgical guides first, because I think they're the easiest ones to get into. So you click that, and you download just the, where is it? So yeah, you'll be put into a welcome page that will tell you a bunch of these videos. But before you watch the videos, you might as well get some, some example models for you to work on, because you do need some teeth, some quote-unquote STL models for you to look into. So you must download the sample set over here. If you click on this, you'll be taken to this other freaking page that will ask you to download a model scan and a patient scan of a patient. The model scan is basically just an STL file. I don't think I need to explain to you guys what an STL file is, considering that most of my audience here is already familiarized with Blender. But basically an STL file is just a 3D model of your patient's teeth. And the patient scan is just a CBCT X-ray of a patient's skull from the neck up to the brain, I'd say. So download both of these. I think the model scan is just around, I don't know, a few megabytes big, but this one's like 274 megabytes big, I think. Yeah, it's very big. Because this is actually just a bunch of 2D pictures compiled into one folder. And what Blue Sky Plan would do with this X-ray is that it will compile them all together to make a 3D X-ray of your patient's entire skull and neck. So yeah, and of course you also need to download the freaking software, which I think you can download here. I am using version 4. I guess it's gotta be like a freaking what version am I using this on? Yeah, I'm working on version 4.13.35. So if you're watching this from the future, this might not apply to you, since Blue Sky Plan automatically updates their software every now and then. But from my own experience with Blue Sky, I think they didn't change that much ever since I've started using this in 2022 or 23. I'm forgetting what's the last time I've used this. But anyway, let's go ahead and learn a little bit about implant surgical guides. Okay, we'll get into the crown and bridge and the orthodontics and the dentures modules later, but I want to learn a little bit about implant planning, because it seems to be the most approachable of the modules here. Okay, wait. Now, hold on. I need to open up freaking. I need to open up this one. Yeah. Okay. So improve with new functionality. Okay, I'm gonna open up this YouTube video here. Okay. And I'm using Firefox here. So, hold on, is everyone? Okay. So Firefox is open here. And the good thing about Firefox is that if I click this button here, I can just put this video in a separate window here, and even if I switch windows here, it will always be in front in me here. So I can always like watch this video while I, work on this. So hold on, I can maybe turn on the desktop audio for you guys here. I'm not sure if this would be ear rape or something. I'll just put this maybe over here. Okay, so let me know if this is too loud, and if it's too soft, maybe just go watch the video itself. It's just in the website that I show you guys here. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch this, shall we? Wait, I need to pull up my earphones for this one. And if you guys are not in the dentistry field, I hope this live stream may interest you on the ways that dentists work nowadays in the clinic. I mean, I guess dental CAD isn't really being applied on all clinics here in my country, and maybe it even applies to that situation. Also applies to yours. But I don't know, maybe you can learn a little bit, a thing or two about dentistry in this freaking in this field. And if you are a Blender user, you may have interest in 3D modeling for dental medicine. But anyway, let's just jump into this. Alright, I think this is Quarry Glen. Yeah, this is a very notable destructor in Blue Sky Plan.
Hey, this is going to be in the most recent.
Hold on, what version is he using? 4.13? Okay, not that far off from
version, which is 4.13.31.
from the usual.
Changing this, you know, I've done a previous video, but there's been a whole lot of new features added to Blue Sky, and just thought, you know, to show some of those features, and hopefully if you've never used Blue Sky Plan to make.
Alright, let's maybe skip the introduction. I don't need to know about this. Okay, so we're already here.
Advanced mode, because advanced mode is going to give you some more options to do slightly more complex things. So we'll do the same case in both the wizard mode and in advanced mode.
Ooh. Okay. So if you guys don't know, there's like two ways it can work in Blue Sky Plan. The easy way to work in Blue Sky Plan is for wizard mode, wherein they will let you go through the step-by-step process of they will guide you through the step-by-step process of making a surgical guide from start to finish. But there's also a advanced mode wherein it's kind of like throwing you into all the tools that Blue Sky Bio has in one go without ever guiding you. But in exchange, you get a more free control as to how you make your surgical guide in the end. But I think we're gonna go with with the wizard way of making a surgical guide here first. So
if you want to use the wizard mode, then that's going to be clicking here on 1 or 2 implant case. Okay, so this is just for simple, straightforward cases. Your onesie twosie implants that you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary, like an immediate or something like that. It's just a routine edentulous size. So let's click that.
All right, let's click this. Okay, so what do we do here? Wow, we got options here. Import types, like kit type. I think kit is the added implants. Yeah, I think this is all the kits, the implants that that one may use with with the Blue Sky Plan. Let me see. Are there any familiar ones I can see here? Is there Megagen? No. I guess they don't really have the local stuff here. How about Ozpin? No. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just follow this guy's oh, clicked off the freaking video there. Okay.
And you're going to tell the software or what kind of STL model are you going to bring in. So anytime you
import type. Okay.
do a guided surgery, you got to have 2 pieces of data. You got to have the cone beam data, and then you've also got to
cone beam just means a CBCT.
have an STL model of that arch.
STL, that's
that could
teeth.
come from an intraoral scan or a desktop scanner, and if that's what you're using, which is 95% of the cases, you'll just leave this on model STL. But just so you know, you can get the STL from taking a CT scan of a stone model or a CT scan of an impression.
Oh, you get a CT scan of a stone model? That sounds messy, I guess. I mean, you see, the thing about taking a CT scan of anything is that it kind of looks a bit more messier compared to just scanning it with an intraoral scanner, but okay, the more I learn, I guess.
Okay, so we're going to leave it on model STL, and then you're going to tell it what surgical kit you're using. So there's a lot of kits in here. Most of the bigger name implants are in there. It's going to default to Blue Sky Bio's surgical kit, which I'm a big fan of.
Okay, now that I've thought about it, I think Blue Sky Plan was telling me, gave me this warning, this attention message when I opened up Blue Sky Plan that it wanted me to update the catalog of their implants, and I think I think that's the reason why I don't see any familiar faces here. It's because it's taking up implants that are available like 3 years ago or something. But anyway.
And so we're going to leave it on the Blue Sky keyless fully guided surgery kit.
Okay.
So let's click OK.
Okay. Alright. Hey! Okay, load DICOM data. Okay, if I can remember this, this is where I should be taking, where is it? Icon. That should be. I need to find the X-ray that I just downloaded, the CBCT scan. So if I go down to my users, I mean, usually when I download stuff, it's usually in the downloads folder here somewhere. Here it is. No. What's the name of it again? Here. Okay. Patient CT for model plus STL plus wizard.zip. So a CBCT would either be a zip file or a folder in your computer, and if you open it up, you'll be taken to a bunch of these files that's labeled, that has a white icon to it. And if you, fun fact, if you click on those on the files inside the patient CT, you'll get images of a patient's X-ray in 2D. So if I just click this, this should bring up my CBCT scan. Okay, the DICOM data. Okay, cool. Now, okay, as a dental student, this is where my limited knowledge as a dental student comes into play. I don't understand why we have to crop the CBCT scan in this image here. Is it just to make sure your computer runs well while you're editing the CBCT scan? Okay. Okay, let me just look at this. I'm just gonna look at this video for a little bit.
Alright, so on my computer, I'm gonna use this case1.com, and I'll actually put a Google Drive link to this very case and the STL, so that if you want to download those and practice along with me as you watch this video, you're more than welcome to do that. So we're gonna click on the root folder here and just click OK.
Okay.
Alright, so when this window pops up, you've got the opportunity to limit the field of view. Okay, so this is a really large field of view CT. You can see this is the spine, the base of the skull, the socket.
How are you making that up? Okay, just so you know, guys, this guy is also using the same. I'm pretty sure he's using the same files as me, because it's it's a publicly available CBCT scan that can download off their site. What do you mean you can make up the socket and shit?
Actually limit this down. You know, this is a number 19 first molar site. There's
number 19 first molar. What? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna just put this down here. The YZ view. This should be the side view, right? XY view. This is the front view, I'd say. This is XZ. XY. This is the top-down view. So yeah, I can sort of see the dental arch here. Other than that, I can't make up anything else.
Really nothing going on up in the skull.
Oh wait, actually, I can sort of make up the teeth here, actually. Yeah, it's like this one, right?
It changes my treatment plan, and the bigger the field of view that you deal with, the more computing power your computer's going to need to have. So
yeah, I get that. Yeah, so basically, even up to now, we still need to sort of manage the amount of computing power that our computers get with these 3D models.
If you're a bit limited on your RAM and your video card, don't overcomplicate this and give it just tons and tons of data to crunch. Limit it down to the jaw that you're working.
Wait, is this the back? I didn't know that's the back. Okay, wait. Okay, sure. Maybe we can just put it this way. So, is this supposed to be the? Is this side supposed to be the front and this the back? That doesn't make sense. This side view doesn't make sense to me. All the rest of this I can sort of make out the mouth, but this one Hell no. I can't see the mouth here anywhere. It's like a big blob for me. Okay.
On, and then click OK.
Yeah, I should maybe also get rid of the neck here. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna click OK. Alright. Oh boy. Oh yeah, here we go. I forgot that Blue Sky Plan also gives you the ability to actually detect, to automatically detect the nerves that you may need to keep watch off. So, alright, so I guess we already have this here. It even has, like, let me see a little bit of the slice of a patient's x-ray here. Okay, so if I can remember this, you can manipulate the slider here to see where, to sort of give you more detail as to what your CT scan looks like. Okay, cool. And if I move this, yeah, it would give me slices of the, can I move these windows around? Okay, thank you. Alright. Hold on, I'm just gonna put this video underneath for now. Let's see if we can figure this out on our own. So, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's gonna be that hard for me to figure it out because I think they're already giving me some tips here. So, automatic nerve detection is running. Please confirm correct nerve position and manually edit the white nerve positioning nodes if necessary. Okay, so in this step in the wizarding process, you're now supposed to be creating the nerves for our CT scan here. And the reason why we are detecting nerves is because remember that we are making an oral implant surgical guide. So the goal of this said surgical guide is to help a dentist insert an implant in your oral cavity, which in this case would be this spot here, since there's no teeth occupying this space. But when doing oral implant, we need to consider a lot of factors, like for example, whether or not the implant will be touching a nerve that may run across a space inside the bone of the patient. And if you have taken any general anatomy class, you know that nerves are responsible for giving you control over the muscles of your body, like the ones in your jaw. So it is best that your implant doesn't obstruct or come into contact with your nerve, else you will have or else you will, in the worst case scenario, your patient may lose control over the movement of your jaw, and maybe even paralysis when moving the jaw of your mouth. So hence why we kind of need to detect the nerve here that's running around the mandibular, the mandible of the patient. Okay, I'm already forgetting how to. Here it is. Select left foramen manually. Yes. Hold on. Can I? Okay, there we go. I need to move. I just need to move this. Whoa. What are you doing? No. No. I want to get rid of this thing here. Yeah. I need to get a good look at the. We're forgetting the name of this hole here. Basically, you just need to set left foramen. Yes. I just need to click on this hole so I could remember. That way, I get a nerve here. Okay. Now let me just see if this runs well with the... Okay, cool. Okay. Now, of course, you can also see if the nerve you place is running well with... You get... Hold on. Let me go back here. Okay, so far so good. You just need to make sure the nerve is in the... I might have to do it again, hold on. Set nerve left foramen manually. Can I move this around? No. Okay. Let's click on this here. Okay. Okay, let's see. If you're wondering how what slice am I looking at right here, it's basically whatever slice this rectangle is landing on. That doesn't make sense. What are you doing? Let me do this one more time. Yes. Okay. All of it seems to be going within the bone so far. Let me see. I mean, granted, I don't think we need to have this all perfectly lined up because we only want to make sure that... Hello? Okay, good. Sorry guys, I just need to make sure that my OBS is running, and it gave me the notification that I was disconnected for a bit there. Okay. So I think this nerve is already running within the bone. And granted, we only want the nerve to be running correctly along this area of the mandible, because we're going to be placing the implant there. Other than that, let me just move it here. Let's see if the nerve here is running correctly, and I think it is. Okay, nice. Okay, let me see if I got this, Corey Glenn.
Okay. So this is a new feature in this new updated version. It's going to automatically detect the nerves. All right, so I didn't have to do anything. You can see the nerves have already been mapped here. That used to be a step that you'd have to actually do several clicks to accomplish. So I always trust this, but I always want to verify it.
Yeah, I don't... Anything that runs automatically is something that you should probably question a lot. And I don't really trust this fully, the auto detect feature of Blue Sky Plan. It's always best to sort of check to see if your nerves are running well smoothly here.
Okay, so we're working over here on the patient's left side, so I actually want to scroll over here and just look through that nerve and verify that it looks like it's tracking. Alright, so right there you can see it coming into the mental foramen, and...
Oh, so that's what it's called, the mental foramen? What? It's a weird act. I call it mental foramen. Okay.
Going backwards, it looks like it's tracking perfectly. Now periodically, as you do this, and I'm going to maximize this window. Any of these windows, this upper right...
Oh, wait, this how... Oh, so this is how you can maximize it. Okay. I wonder, how can you, like, get a better view of this? Because you can't just, you know... Okay.
Corner button you can click. But I wanted to point out at on this that you can grab any of these little white nodes and reposition them.
Yeah, I know that you can do that, but I know I know that I can also drag these stuff over here in case it gets too in the way. Okay. I might just move this a little bit like this. Okay. And just like that. Actually, let's go and try and fix the other nerve here. So as you can see, so I'm gonna give you guys a better view of the cross section here. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, this guy is. Ooh, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Where's this guy going? Is there a node here that I can touch? Oh, here it is. Wait. No, this is. There's really not much room here, isn't there? Okay. My guess is I think the program is trying to insert these what I'm gonna bring out some of my 3D modeling lingo here. I think what Blue Sky Bio here is trying to do is that it's trying to put the vertices of this curve onto places in the X-ray that is the most dark, because those are, I think, most likely to have no bone obstructing it. Yeah, so far I think my thing is good.
So if it were to get off in an area, which doesn't really happen much, but you know, sometimes patients don't have a very distinct canal, and it might track off a little bit. If you feel like it's off and you want to move that around, then just when you come across one of those white nodes, grab it, reposition it to where you think the nerve is, and then you can continue on. But this looks great. I don't see any problems whatsoever. You know, we're well past our edentulous site, and so didn't have to really do anything in the step except for just verify. Now you're going to see over here that there's a progress wheel that just shows us the steps that we have to go through, and
yep.
You know, again, a lot of these are.
And we're only 15% done. Okay.
Now, but it's going to show you how close you are to finishing the case. So all I got to do now is click next. Nerve looks good. And now I need.
Oh, I guess we're gonna import now the STL file. All right, let's go. What do we got here? Wow. Wait a minute. It can detect some of my past models as an STL scan as well. Hold on. So if you guys don't know, if you are new to this channel, I also make 3D models of characters I make in Blender. And some characters I make are in the STL or OBJ format. So when if I'm gonna import this, I think it's gonna import like a character into this Dental CAD software, and I think that's pretty funny. The fact that I can just import some of my cartoon characters into my Dental CAD software. But let's not do that. I think that would crash the freaking Dental CAD. This Dental CAD software. So I'll just go ahead and import the STL scan that we downloaded here in the website, right here, this one. So let's just go ahead, get this. Okay. Automatic alignments. Very good. In the mandible, please. It is the mandible after all. Alignment in progress. Let's go. Hey, let's see. Let's see this freaking teeth in action. So, let me just see if this is all fitting within the. Oh wait, actually, I think this could be. Yeah, it should be this way. Yeah. Frick. Am I supposed to explain? Am I gonna explain to you guys how this how this all cross sections work in in Blue Sky? Well, basically, I think what I'm gonna be doing here is making sure that the yellow line in all of these three cross sections should match the outline of the teeth in the mandibular arch here, aka the lower teeth here. I just need to make sure that they all fit within the teeth here, I guess. Let me see. Here we go. Okay. I think there's a better way for me to look into this. Okay, cool. Right. Can I get a better view of the... There it is. So I just need to make sure that all these teeth is all lined up with all the teeth here. And so far, so this yellow line here is the STL model. And so far it sort of fits with... Oh, what's this? And so far it kind of fits within the STL model here. Okay. Alright.
To bring in the STL model.
Yeah, let's go ahead and... Oh, I just noticed that Corey Glenn is a mesh mixer guy. Look at that, look at that icon, those mesh mixer icons over there. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Now this is a very
yeah.
feature because I've taught courses on this forever,
and I just noticed that we're just we jumped from 15% to 46% done here. That's a big. Those are some big progress we just did in a few seconds.
Just teaching people how to manually stitch models, how to align them, verify that they're accurate. Being able to do this is very, very helpful. So, as in all of these steps, I trust these automatic functions, but I'll always go and check them, okay? Because, this is a critical step. If your alignment is off and you proceed, that's going to really screw up the case and, guarantee a bad result. So how do we check the alignment? Obviously, it looks like it's pretty well aligned up here in the 3D window, but that's really not the most accurate view to check this in. What we want to do is come down here and look at this axis.
Oh, we can also manual align it. Oh. Okay. Wait, can this work? I'm gonna select here we go. Okay, so shift plus left click to add a dot here, and this dot I think will represent the will sort of act like as a reference point to where this STL should be placed with the X-ray here. So we placed it on the tip of the canine here, so might as well also put it in the tip of the canine here as well, like over there. And let's also place one over Wait, let me just move this here. Okay. Okay. Middle left click to move this around, I guess. Over here. Oh wow, he hasn't impacted third molar here. This gotta hurt. Okay. Move around over here. We'll place this. Actually, can I? Okay. There's gotta be like a way for me to zoom in on this, right? Ah, okay. So just right click. So right click to zoom in on your X-rays. Does it also work here? Yeah. So I'm just so used to Blender's way of doing shit that I'm not used to whatever freaking Blue Sky Planet is doing here right now. So place this here. Place this right here. Place this right here. And let's place one more over to this side. Boop. Okay. And then shit, I keep messing it up. Okay. There we go. Okay, right click and drag, then middle left click, move. By the way, if you guys are gonna be using these softwares, I think it is best to have a mouse with you, because if you're using the touchpad of your laptop, you're not gonna have a middle click to work with. And I think most of these softwares do require you to have a left click. Just like in Blender, you do need a mouse. So let's align the model here. Let's see if this works. Yes. Oh, no. Ah, god damn it. Wait. How do I... Fine, I'll just, wait. I'll do it one more time. I think I just need to press next when I'm done. Okay. Okay. No, put it back to where it was. Yep, there we go. Alright, zoom, middle click, shift, left click, middle click, zoom, middle click, shift, left click. Actually, I might have to actually scroll my mouse here to get a better alignment of this thing. Nope. Yeah, I guess it's the most perfect way to put it in. Okay. I mean, I'm not having that much trouble going through the 3D viewport here. It's just this freaking X-ray that's kind of wonking me out. Alright. Zoom. Middle click. Shift. Left click. Zoom. And I find that the way to zoom through the 3D viewport here is through your middle mouse scrolling, but here the way to zoom is through your your right click. What can I say? The little little things that the dental CAD software introduces to dentists. Okay, there we go. Zoom out, middle click.
You'll slice, so one in the blue outline. Again, I'm going to maximize this so I can see better. And I want to scroll up and down, especially through the cusp tips. That's where we need to look.
Okay. Maybe I'll just skip through this tutorial here to see.
The other thing I want to do is go over here to the cross-sectional view, and we're going to go through it or forward with it. Now, while we're on the screen, let me go over real quick just the basic mouse functionality, because I didn't cover that.
Oh, look at that. How convenient. Frickin' Corey Glenn gives us all the mouse functionalities in Blue Sky Plan. And I think, as I can see here, Yeah, we do have some different controls in regards to things you control in the 3D window and on the 2D window. Wait, what? Oh, if I click left and right click, it can move it like this. Okay, that's a weird way. I've never encountered, even in Blender, a control in which I have to push both left and right click to control the movement of anything.
If you're in one of these 3D windows, hold your left mouse button down. Now walk to your right basic mouse function. This is the 3D window. If you go to the 2D windows, let's maximize that. I've got most of the same functions. If I hold down the left mouse button, it's not going to do much other than center all of the other views on that area. So if you were to look right here, you can see that changes where the other views are looking at. But then if I'm in this window and I use the scroll ball, again, that's going to scroll through the volume. If you're in cross-section, it'll go cross-sectionally. If you're in the axial slice, it'll go axially. And then you probably won't have to use this a ton, especially in a routine case, but if you hold down the right mouse button and push forward, again, that gets your zoom. And so you can zoom in, zoom
Okay.
out.
I got you, Corey
That's
Glenn.
going to be the same functions in all of these windows. Here I'm in the axial. I can either use this slider or I can use the scroll ball. I'm going up and down through the volume.
Okay. I guess if I scroll here, which I guess I can't right now. If I'm gonna scroll here, I think it's just gonna give me like a... God, I'm already forgetting my terminologies. It's basically giving me an XZ cross section of my CBCT. I think is what it's doing.
Right and left mouse gives me bodily movement of the image. Right mouse alone gives me zoom of the image. Okay, so if you wanted to kind of zoom in, and then finally the tangential slice, the one that's in the green outline. This window is unique in that it's wherever you're. Here you see I'm looking at the.
Okay, it keeps it can
center all of the other views. So if I wanted to center on that edentulous site, there we go. All right, so that's the stitching and the mouse functionality. Let's go ahead and click next.
Wow, he didn't even explain the manual alignment. What the frick? I think in one of his older tutorials, he explained how to do manual alignment here in Blue Sky Bio. Oh well. I think if I just click next, it would just manually align this shit for me. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Aligning. Alright, let's see. Yep, I think it worked. Let's see. Okay, so when I can gather. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So we got to make use of this model of this particular X-ray here, and we just want to make sure everything is aligned with the teeth. Oh, what's that? That's pretty good. Okay. All right. So far, the teeth, the STL is aligned with. I mean, fits perfectly with our lower teeth here. The STL being the yellow line once again, just to remind you guys. Oh boy, look at that. And there goes our nerve. Look at it go. Woo! Okay. Oh, I see. And also do a... No, it doesn't seem to do anything when I left click here, but if I left click... I don't left click here. 2. Oh my god. 2. Sorry guys, I just gave you COVID.
See, we're already about halfway
Let's see.
all this talking I'm doing.
Anyway, I think I'm already done with alignment, so I'll move on to the next step here. Okay, where Corey Glenn is here. And we are 61% done. Confirm. Oh, this button doesn't do anything. Okay, that's... Like, why do you make this into a button when it doesn't really do anything? Anyway, next. Let's go next. Alright, what do we do next? Oh, we're making the... We're determining the type of teeth we're gonna place. Select 2 from catalog. Medium, large. Automatically create AI tooth. What? This wasn't here before. You can create your own teeth out of artificial intelligence. That's... I feel conflicted about that. Like, I mean, as a 3D artist, I don't like AI being used anywhere. But then again, though, we are talking about medicine here. So having things as accurate as possible could be beneficial to me, and I think AI might be able to do that for me. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Now this is a brand new feature for this version, and what this does is, you know, historically you had to choose a tooth from a library.
Yeah, because I'm more familiar with this one here. With this set of teeth before, but the fact that you can use AI now to make your own crowns seems like cheating to me.
And then manually position it, and a lot of people seem to struggle with that if you're not used to doing any kind of CAD design, so you'll really like this feature. All I've got to do is click up here on what tooth is going to be missing, and so this is going to be number 19, the lower left first molar. You can also go ahead right now and choose your implant. Now don't worry if you don't exactly know the implant size to use, because you can change that later on. So I'm going to go down here and click on this, and this is where you would pick your...
Alright, what implant do we have right here? Wow, look at this. Okay, here's where I am not familiarized with the implant shit here. What size did I use for this implant?
Implant. So the Biomax is what I personally used, and being that this is a first molar, but I don't really know how big of an implant I can use yet. Usually my default is a 4.3 by 10. How big of an...
What are you using right now? Biomax compatible with Noble Active? Oh wait, 3.5. And 2.59, 3.5 by 11. Huh. Okay.
Implant I can use yet. Usually my default is a 4.3 by 10. That's an implant that can work in a molar, a premolar, or an anterior.
1.3 by 10. Okay, so we're playing very safe here, I guess.
On the site. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now you do have an option here. You don't have to do this, but I like to do it. While I'm in this, I'm going to click up here on abutment, and we can either select one of these stock abutments that are available in Blue Sky, or what I like to do is click on custom abutment, and I'll leave this at 3 millimeters in diameter and 20 millimeters tall. Okay, so just punch in 20.
Why 20? That sounds like overkill. But sure, why not? We can go 20.
And all that does is that's going to give you a really good visual indicator of where a screw access hole would be.
Oh, okay. I see.
Alright, so let's click OK. And again, I've got the lower left first molar chosen. Let's click OK again. And
Okay. I think now we just need to click. Like here. Yeah. That big bump there seems to really give me a good indicator of where this implant should be placed.
And you'll see when I get back to this 3D window, I've got a tooth beside the crosshair. That's indicating that wherever I click next, it's going to design this wax up. Alright, so I'm going to click right in the middle of the edentulous side. It does matter where you click. Don't go over here and click on, you know, the opposite side, or it's going to try to build a tooth over here.
Okay.
Click in the middle of your edentulous side. So a single left click.
Alright, single left click. Boop. Alright, let's go generate some teeth. Wow. Okay, what does what does AI looking crowns look like? Is my question. What will Blue Sky Plan generate to me now? Come on. Okay, 80%. You know, speaking of AI, I noticed that I think I've heard from somewhere that there's like a new computer component you can get when making teeth now, and it's called an NPU. Basically, it's basically just like a graphics processing unit that you place into your computer, but this time it's made for this entire the CPUs inside this NPU is made for handling anything AI related, because AI has become you know, so draining to your CPU in terms of computing power that they have to now dedicate a new component in your computer to handle that sorts of stuff. Anyway, what we got here? Look at that, our freaking implant, I guess. And you can also, oh, look at that. If you guys also use if you guys use Blender, I guess this sort of looks familiar to you. This sort of reminds you of the gizmos that Blender also shows to you if you want to move shit around, scale it, rotate it, and stuff.
And the AI tooth generation is going to take over, and it's going to plan a tooth. So it's looking at the adjacent teeth, it is looking at the mesial distal space, the buccal lineal width, and it's going to try to propose a tooth that is appropriate for that area. Now, obviously, we haven't brought in an opposing model, and so it's not going to have perfectly dialed in occlusion. But let's look at the tooth.
Yeah, we might need another STL model for this, but since we're just doing this to study how the implant module works, the surgical guide module works in Blue Sky, I mean, this is already satisfactory, I guess.
And that looks like a pretty darn good proposal. Alright.
Let me see. Yeah, I guess so. This kind. Oh, wait, is that filling? Just notice this look like this cavity here seems too big to match anything that a normal first molar would have.
Now you'll notice if I actually put my mouse on the tooth, I'm not clicking anything, I'm just hovering on it, a widget does pop up here. So if I look at this and I think I'd like to make a little bit of a change. Alright, so if I was to really be...
Yeah, this moves it ups and down. Does Control Z also work here in Blue Sky Plan? Yep, it works, okay. I have to make that freaking question because I know that there's some dental software out there that doesn't have Control Z as an undo button, as an undo shortcut, I mean. Yeah, you can also rotate it like that. You also rotate it this way in case it's misaligned with the dental arch direction. Okay. And I think this this, where is the, yeah, and these dots here will tell us. Oh wait, we can also, oh no, we can scale it up. Okay. Oh. Hey, place back the implant, please. Okay. I undo it too much, okay.
The only thing I think I've changed is it looks like it's sloping down a little bit that way. And I just want to show you the widget functionality. So grab this ring, and I can rotate it slightly. And as I do that, you see I've opened up a gap on the distal. Alright, so hover on it again. And you've also got some other little buttons on the widget. I've got an arrow, so I can drag this.
There we go. Okay, that's already good.
That will bodily move the tooth. And I'll just close back up that space. And I think that looks like a really good proposal. Alright. Now, you might also see...
The proposal? What do you mean?
that there are these little nodes out beyond the arrows. Those are...
Scaling. Scaling, my god. Okay.
So let's say if I wanted to scale the width of this tooth up a little bit, or down a little bit, I can grab the node, and it will stretch that tooth in a particular direction. Alright? And then, of course, whatever view you're looking from, you know, this is going to be the ring you want to use. You don't want to try to grab these rings because you don't have a lot of control looking from this view, but here...
I mean, I have no control. I can move this all I want. See? I kind of get it. If you guys are not familiar with with manipulating things in the 3D space, you may not want to, you know, touch these sort of icons here that are facing directly at you, because you have no clue how much you're scaling or how much you're moving up or down. But this one, I think I can get an idea of how much I'm rotating based on the fissures in the first molar here. See? Oh whoa. There we go, like that. No, you can move it a little bit. No. There. Okay.
Since I can see the whole ring, it's very easy to make little tiny adjustments with this. Alright, so that feature is really, really nice. I think you'll like that a lot. So once you've got a tooth proposal that you think looks good, go ahead and click next.
Alright, let's click next, guys. What's our progress? 76%. Wow, we are making so much progress right now. What is this? Drag rotate implants to adjust positioning. Ah, I see. Alright. So I think it's giving me a tangential view of the implant here. And I think from here we can sort of rotate our implant around to make sure that it aligns within the bone of our patient. And so far our implant seems to be good. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna puncture a hole into our a hole in the mandible that would take it from here to here or something. And it isn't really touching the nerve that we just created over here. So yeah, this is already a good enough angle for our implant. But if we want to change it, I think we just like rotate this around. Yeah, like that. I'll just undo that.
And remember, we chose an implant earlier in the process, and so when you click next, now that tooth is in position, but now you have the ability to tweak the implant position. Right, so it's just dropping the implant directly under that tooth. Now, the upcoming version of Blue Sky Plan is actually going to try to ideally position the implant. So it'll actually do bone segmentation, it'll look at the buckle and lingual bone plates. It will look at your mesial distal space and try to center it. So that's coming in the next version, but as
wow, we're getting that more automatically now in Blue Sky Plan. Okay, cool. All right.
You're gonna have to modify this a little bit. So to move your implant around, remember you can zoom in a little bit where you can see well, and I can grab the implant itself. So if I just left click on the implant, I can now move this implant around. So I want to get it right in the middle.
All right, let me just rotate my view here.
But I also want to try to parallel the adjacent roots. All right. So.
Oh yeah, you should probably also make it more parallel, don't we? Okay, let me get a more periapical view of this. Let's see. I guess this is a periapical view of the entire implant, and I can just rotate this a bit. Move this like over here. There we go. That's a bit more in line with the direction of the root here with the second molar.
If I grab the ring, left click and drag, that's going to be rotated.
Anyway, keep in mind that I'm still a dental student, guys, so if I get shit wrong, I apologize.
Movements. Alright, so I want to get a trajectory that is similar to this adjacent teeth, and then I want to try to be in the center of that tooth. So notice there's two windows here visible. That's because every movement that I make over here, this is where you want to do your implant positioning. But that gives me the ability to see how does my movement affect my screw hole emergence. Alright, so right there, you know, obviously I'm in bone, but you don't want screw access right there in my bed. Contours on the crown. So I'm going to get this right here, but then don't just look at it from this one view, right? It looks like we're great from this point of view, but remember this is the axial slice. If you see this green outline,
Okay.
you're in the axial window.
Now I'm already good.
I'm looking at
I think I'm all good in all sides here.
distal, and I can evaluate how I want to angle this within the bone. All right, so I generally am trying to come, you know, straight into the long axis of that functional cusp on the opposing. So I uprighted it just a little bit, and then let's look at our distance.
Wait, what? What did you say?
From straight on mesial or distal, and I can evaluate at it. Get this right here, but then don't just look at it from this one view, right? It looks like we're great.
You just told me something that might that I might also need to keep in mind when making these implants.
From this point of view, but remember this is the axial slice. If you see this green outline, you're in the axial window. So now I'm looking at it from straight on mesial or distal.
Okay.
I can evaluate how I want to angle this within the bone. Alright?
Oh yeah, that's kinda. I think that won't occlude that well, right? So I might have to, yeah, I need to adjust. Oh, wait a minute. Can I please? There we go.
Really am trying to come, you know, straight into the long axis of that functional cusp on the opposing. So I uprighted it just a little bit, and then let's look at our distance below the bone. So if you're using a conical connection implant, generally you're going to want to be about 1 millimeter subcrestal, and you can make out the crest right there. So
What?
I get about 1 millimeter subcrestal, and then again I'm looking at my screw axis. So I'm going to be coming out in the central groove of this tooth. And this is an easy case because we've got plenty of bone here, but you know sometimes you'll have to play with it a little bit more if you've got tighter bone. And then I just want
I'm
to
gonna undo that.
around again, look at it from every angle. All right, now I mentioned to you earlier that you.
Okay, is this good? I don't know if this is good. I might have to actually move the crown of this tooth a bit.
Have the ability to change the implant. So suppose I get the.
Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay.
It's positioned, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, man, I've got the bone to go with a bigger implant. If you right-click on this implant, you'll see the options down here.
Wait, I can right-click on the implant. Oh, I can replace it. Okay, so that's how you replace the implant. You can also replace the teeth. Lock implant. Oh, you can also lock it as well in case you don't want to move it and shit. Replace abutment.
Can replace the implant. So let's click on replace. And
just replace the teeth.
I think I've got room for a 5.0 implant.
A 5.0?
So I could change this to a 5x10, which is a huge implant. That's plenty for a molar. And I can change that out. And now you see it's swapped in a 5x10mm implant.
Okay.
Our implant seems to be in a perfect position. We've got a good screw access hole, so we're going to click next.
Anyway, if you guys have any any ideas on how to improve in this case, you can go ahead and leave a chat. Yeah, leave your ideas in the chat. Give me some ideas on how to, you know, how implant planning works in general. Let me know if I am good so far with this implant.
So this is another new feature. Historically, you had to draw your guide outline and everything. Now Blue Sky Plan is automatically.
Okay, I'm just gonna go next. Let's go ahead, go to Blue Sky Plan, draw guide curve. Okay. Alright, can I move? A collision has been detected between software guide tube and the model. What do you mean? Implant 0 software guide tube raised by 1.5 mm. Final drill should now be used with a drilling depth of 20 millimeters. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, hey! It also gave me all the curves here. So, the curves here, I'm willing to guess, is the border of our surgical guide, and this over here is, I guess, the border of the hole that will be in the surgical guide. But anyway, sincerely created for me. I can create my own guide curve here. I'll make my own. I'll make my own guide curve. Let's just put this here. Let's have one that goes all the way up to the central incisor, just for funsies, and to kind of experiment on how we can play around with the surgical guide here. Actually, no, like, you don't need that much. Yep. So to delete stuff, I think you just need to just right-click on, hover your mouse on the control point here, and just right-click. Like over here, I guess. Well, no. Oh shit, that's a big depth. Let's keep it near the teeth here, please. Thank you. Over here, over here. Yep. Yep. That looks good. Alright. And if I click next, I think it will create my implant for me. And actually, let's extend it all the way up to here. Because I want to try to test something out when we get to our next step, which is making an additional hole into our surgical guide in case you want to put another hole. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? Put it here. Okay. Okay, that looks. Everything here looks good. This back over here. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Okay. All right. Just like this. Okay. Alright. Nice. So if I click on next here, I think it will create for me the surgical guide right away. And then after this okay, so I think this will be a very large STL file, considering that it has a lot of vertices in the end. Yep, here we go. Look at that. Holy shit, look at that fat, thick bitch. Oh my god. Alright, we are 92% done. And I think we can add windows here, right? Yep, we can add windows here. In case you want some of your teeth to get some breathing room in here. Like, we can put one here, like that. It's the reason why I put I gave my surgical guide a little bit of an extension, just to show you guys a little bit of its features. Can extend it up to, actually we can just move this up here. A little bit bigger, kind of like that. Okay. And it kind of looks crooked, so I think I'll move it a bit to the side here, just like that. Okay. Alright, that looks good. And we can click on next, and I think it will give me a hole for... Oh, wait, no, previous please. Okay. Recreate guide with windows. I want my windows, bro. Give me my windows. Dang, a bunch of dentists must be looking for a tutorial in Blue Sky Bio and suddenly just stop into my stream and thinking that I might say something very professional. And I'm saying shit here like bro and yo. Anyway, what's up fellow dentists? I'm rizzing people up here by making a Blue Sky plan live stream here. Okay. Hey, look, there's a window. Not sure if that's oh, that's not adequate. Oh, that's not adequate at all. Can I control Z this? Wait. Oh, go back. Next. I need to... Because remember, we're still gonna be making this in real life through 3D printing. And we need to make sure that the window isn't too big that it snaps the surgical guide in half. So we're gonna go ahead. Ah shit, that's not what I wanted. Can I show windows? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna maybe put this up a little bit higher. Can we get much higher? Alright, recreate guide with windows. Will this change it though? Or because I think it's using a Boolean method to get these windows created. But I'm not sure if it's what's gonna do right now is recreate the surgical guide once again, then cut it with the rectangle that we just created right here. Or it's gonna use the same surgical guide I have with the window and... Oh, never mind. It did exactly what I wanted to. And there you go, we have now a thicker edge to this window. I mean that it won't really snap as much. And I think we are technically done here. Now if I'm gonna click next here, I think what's gonna do now is, cause remember when I say that this is technically not a free software even if you can download this for free? Well, the way that Blue Sky Plan earns money is through the number of exports you create from the program. So, say for example, you want Blue Sky Plan to export this surgical guide onto your computer for 3D printing. What it will do is that it will, because I have an account here, of course, and when you export a model from Blue Sky Plan, it will look into your account and see if you have what's called some export points or coins. I'm forgetting the terminology that they use for for this particular currency they have in their program, but basically it will scan to see if you have any export credits with you, and every time you export something in Blue Sky Plan, your export credits will go down by 1, I think? 1? And I think it kind of depends on what you're kind of making. With surgical guides, I think it's only just 1. It will deduct 1 export credit into your account. And if you have no export credits, you won't be able to export this surgical guide onto your computer. Now, how do you buy export credits? Well, let me show you guys. Where is it? Exports. Here it is. Okay. So, let me just read this for you guys. Blue Sky Plan exports explained. Did you know Blue Sky Plan gives 2 free exports to each new user and 6 free exports to dental students? Blue Sky Plan can be downloaded at no cost and can be installed on an unlimited number of computers. There are no upgrade fees or annual fees. All software, excuse me, all software updates each year are released at no charge. CT scans and imported models can be edited and exported to an STL at no charge. Okay, so if you're gonna be doing, it's just going to be editing CT scans or STL models, you're probably not gonna be charged anything. But it's only when you get into charges a fee in situations where components have been designed in the software. Okay, it's only when you get into making a surgical guide, an aligner, and dentures that you get into some very shady prices here. For 1 export credit, for a surgical guide export, you're gonna get it's gonna charge you 1 export credit. If you're gonna make dentures, give you 0.5 export credits, which I think is, I guess, much a better price, I guess. Aligner, 1 export credit, and you can sort of see how much 1 export credit costs here. It's like 12.5 to 23 per case, which I guess really expensive to me. Which is why I'm not really using Blue Sky Plan that much. Aside from the fact that I'm a dental student, it's like the prices here really does kind of take you back from using any dental CAD software. Which I guess it's now fair to mention how dental CAD software charges users with their services. the dental CAD software community is kind of just as bad as every other 3D modeling software out there, like 3ds Max or anything under Autodesk technically, where it will really charge you an exponential amount of money to use their software. And the story is not it's the same when it comes to these medical softwares as well, wherein it will look at this guys, like for 5 exports it will cost you around $138, and if you go down to the 500 cases you get 6,000. It will cost you $6,600 to use the freaking to export, you know, to get more export credits, you know. And I gotta say though, I think Blue Sky Plan is the least egregious out of all of them. Maybe it can rival maybe Blender for Dental's way of making stuff for them. Hold on, let me just go to Blender for Dental. I think Blender for Dental to me is a better bang for your buck, because you just need to okay, wait. You just need to like pay for once. You just need to pay for it once, and it's all good from there. Wait, let's import. Let me just create a incognito window here. Incognito, please. Let me see. Blender for Dental. There we go. I have caps lock here enabled for some reason. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think Blender for Dental to me is a better bang for your buck than whatever Blue Sky Plan is doing technically. But it does have you do have to pay for the software first before you can download it. Let me see. Where are their modules? Here we go. Oh, that's not it. Oh no, I don't want that. I want to look at your modules. Come on. Shop. Maybe it's in the shop, maybe. Here it is. Okay. Okay, to me, I think Blender for Dental is a better bang for your buck because despite the amount you will pay for each module here, it's only just a one-time fee. And once you pay for it once, you don't need to pay for it again. That includes all the exporting you'll do in the program. I guess the only downside with Blender for Dental to me is that it does have a high learning curve to learn. Plus the installation, the way to install this module is very to install the software it's very complicated, I must say, compared to other dental CAD software, where you just need to follow a step-by-step procedure. With Blender for Dental, you kind of have to download another software, which is, you know, Blender, since this is just an add-on to the vanilla Blender software. And once you install Blender, the vanilla Blender software, you have to like go through the settings of Blender to turn it into Blender for Dental in a way, and it's kind of a bit more complicated than your usual way of installing dental CAD. It's it's a high, I guess it's very complicated, I must say, Blender for Dental, but it is, once you get the hang of it, you kind of get to see how good Blender for Dental really is. But for now, I guess if you want to get into your toes, if you want to dip your toes into dental CAD, I think Blue Sky Bio is really good for you because the downloading the software is free. It's just that the exporting prices may be a little bit too expensive to someone who is new to the practice. So that's why I am using Blue Sky Plan right now. Anyway,
the teeth. It knows where gentle margins are.
I think I'm already done with the surgical guide module here. Let me just watch throughout this video to see if there are any other thing I need to know about.
Pretty much at the gingival margin of the teeth. And so again, I didn't do anything here. It's already proposed the guide outline. And if I want to modify this I could grab any one of these nodes, reposition them wherever I want this. Alright, so typically it's...
Oh shit, wait, I got a freaking message from my classmate here. Hold on. Yo, my grades for my semester is already out. Hold on. Let me see. I need to get into my... So guys, I have to interrupt the stream here because I just got a message from my class representative that the grades for my semester is already out. Let me see. Did I fail the subject? Nope. Now I'm good. Yeah, I should be pretty good. Dang, I really went so hard on the end terms here. Anyway, let me just continue watching this video.
You don't have to do any kind of modifications, but if you do want to move it around a little bit, you can. But that looks great. Now there's one step here that it doesn't prompt you to do, and that's because it's not 100% necessary, but that is to create windows in the guide. Okay, so windows are very useful because they give you the ability to see that the teeth are fully seated within that guide, and you know it's not going to default on to create windows, at least not in this version. That will come in future versions. But if I do want to place windows, just before you click next here to make the guide, right click on your model and you see a button that says add window. Let's click that. Alright, so when I do that, it's going to drop in this little box shape. And this
okay, that's I'm familiar with this. Can I please? Okay. Box, yeah, okay. Yeah, it made a window for me. Thank you. Thank you, Corey. Oh, what's this? I guess the one thing I haven't touched yet is the exporting features of Blue Sky Plan. So let's see this.
It is saving the project because you've got to have that project saved if you want to open it up and review it before surgery. You never want to just create a guide and then X out of the plan without saving it.
Oh, wait, can I... Does it cost money though? To create... Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna it's definitely gonna save this somewhere. Shit. Wait. What will it create for me if I press OK?
2 weeks ago you designed this. Now you have this guide and you can't remember exactly, you know, where you planned it. You know, were you hung over when you planned this and didn't do a great job? Like, you need to be able to look back and verify that this guide correlates to this plan so you know exactly where you're putting it. Alright, would you like to complete a case approval form before sending? I generally don't do that. You know, if you wanted to have this approved, you can, but I'm going to click no on this.
Okay.
And you can see here it's going to automatically pop up this window. And so if you are, let's say you are designing your first one, you don't even have a 3D printer yet. Do you want Blue Sky Plan to generate the guide for you and 3D print it and send it to you?
Wait, Blue Sky Plan can do it for me? Like 3D printing the surgical guide? I am from the Philippines, I mind you. how will they send the surgical guide if I live like on the other side of the world technically?
It's going to pop up a window here for Lab Pronto, and it'll tell you if you want us to print the guide and stick in the sleeve and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be $49. You could put in the patient info. If you have your own printer and you're going to print this, then just click close on this. We don't have to worry about that. And then it's going to ask you, where would you like?
Okay, I'm just gonna go save this. I swear to God, if this should cost money or something. I'm just saving a project file, Blue Sky, not an STL file. So this better not charge me with anything. So let's go ahead and make a file here. Let's call it first report, I guess. Technically it's not my first, but it is my first report I did. My first project, sorry. First project I did here in Blue Sky Bio while streaming live. So let's put it under BSB. Okay. Okay. Nice. And if I exit this out, I can just exit this out, right? Yeah. File, new, save. Okay, nice. All right. What's it say there? Okay. All right. Okay, so saving a file, saving a project file doesn't seem to consume any export. Oh, can you please stop? Okay. Yeah, exporting doesn't seem to do any. I mean, saving a project file doesn't seem to consume any export points. You can sort of detect how many export points you get through this through what's on the top right here. You can see these red words here, and it says here that I have 3 exports left, which is exactly the amount of export credits I have before I streamed in this channel. Okay. And look at that. We can also create some new. Wow, look at this. And it's giving me all the prices in Philippine pesos here. So for 5 export credits with a bonus credit. Why not just say 6? Why do you need this additional freaking column here? Why not just add them all together into one column? So for 6 export credits, it would cost me 7,693. What the fuck? And 12, 14,000. 53, 61, 105, 110. Yeah, we are definitely not in the world. I mean, I guess technically, if you are, I mean, we do have, keep in mind that dentists are gonna be using this, and dentists do have a lot of money in their wallets, technically speaking. So maybe this isn't really that egregious of a price range to work with. Maybe if you're starting out, this may not be something that might appeal to people, but if you're actually now a practicing dentist, this may not be hitting your wallet that much, if you know what I'm saying.
Save the drill report. I would suggest you save this in the exact same place that you saved your case file. So I'm going to go to my downloads, click OK. And it's going to generate this PDF, which tells you all the information for this case. It's going to auto-generate several images, all right? And these are very useful because you're going to generate my download place that you saved your case. Suggest you save, and And then it's going to ask you, where would you like to save the drill report? I would suggest you save this in the exact same place that you saved your case file.
Oh wait, you can save a report of the thing. Let me see. All right, let me open up this one. Open. Okay, gimme it. Give me the thing. Okay. Hello? There it is. Okay. Now, can I save a report here? Does that cost money? No, I think I need to still export the file before I can create a report of this. Oh, here we go. Drill report? Okay. Oh. Huh. Wait. I need to get a better view of this. Whoa! Wow! Look at this report, man. Look at this. Drill type, metal cylinder. Give you like a detailed analysis of the case that you're working on right now. You got an implant, a cross section. Another implant. Another 3D. What? More cross sections. Another 3D. What? Why there's so many? Oh, I think it's because I clicked drill report again.
So I'm gonna go to my downloads. Click.
Let's see. Okay, so I can also export my drill report, which I don't want to do right now.
Okay. And it's going to generate this PDF, which tells you all the information for this case. It's going to auto-generate several images, all right? And these are very useful because, you know, if you're doing surgery, you don't necessarily want to deglove and scroll through the case when you're trying to remember, you know, how far was I from the nerve or something like that. This just creates some images. You can look at these at a glance. So generally, I'm going to keep this patient's electronic chart, but I'll print this out on the day of surgery, and this will get taped up behind the patient on the wall or the 12 o'clock unit, and this just becomes a...
Yeah, speaking of which, I did see my dad work on these work on a implant procedure before. And I gotta tell you that he did have some screenshots of Blue Sky Bio here, just to help him with the report. Although he did use some rulers to help him out in knowing what's the distance between the implant and the wall of the bone here. I think
quick reference that I can look at.
We're forgetting.
That, you know, tells me where things are. Right. I'm gonna have a cross-sectional image. I'm gonna have one from the buckle, so I can see my distance to the nerve and roots and all that kind of stuff. And then it's also telling you what drill you're gonna go to. This is your drill sequence, right? These are your implant part numbers, all that kind of stuff, and then it will have patient's name. I've got this anonymized, you know, so that I can share it with you. So save this, right? And it's already saved, so I'm gonna X out of this. And you can see here, it's saved that. I'll click OK again. And then finally, when I click Next, it's going to add all of those parts to my cart in Blue Sky's website. And so you can see there's the kit. Do I need the kit? No, I could X out of that. Do I need to buy a tube? Maybe I already have that. I can X out of whatever I want. Maybe I just want to buy the implant.
Okay, I think what Corey Glenn is now trying to explain here is the fact that you can buy stuff. I think Blue Sky Plan has its own like laboratory and supply store that you can buy stuff out of, and if you don't have a 3D printer, they can 3D print the surgical guide for you. But I think if you're living in a remote country like mine, I think Blue Sky Plan's most essential feature to you is its export feature, wherein you can export the 3D file you made in Blue Sky Bio into your computer so they can 3D print it in a dental lab nearby. So yeah.
You could just get rid of everything but the implant in your cart and then proceed to check out, and Blue Sky just makes it very easy for you to do all that. Let's say I've got everything, I can just X out of this. And now you've completed the process, so I can close the wizard.
Okay, you close the
When
wizard.
I do that, I'm going to be back to just the basic Blue Sky plan window here. We're out of the wizard, we've done everything, but let's go and look at the files that we've generated. If I go to my downloads,
Yeah.
you can see here is my drill report.
Surgical guide, treatment plan. Wow. Oh, and
Here's my
it's
surgical guide, and here is my saved Blue Sky plan file.
okay.
And that's critical that you keep all of these organized. You know, have a system of organization. In my office, everything got saved to our server in a folder with the patient's name on it, and that way it was accessible to every operatory in my office. And then I also had that backing up to the cloud, so that if I wanted to work on a case when I get home, I could do that, save it back into the cloud. When I get to the office, it's saved in the server. I can 3D print it if my printer's at
Okay.
the office. But you know, try to keep all your files organized and associated with the same patient, because if you don't and you just save this randomly in your downloads, and then 3 weeks from now you're going to do the case, it might be difficult to find everything. So there's all my files.
Okay, is this all just... Oh wow. Okay, he does have the... Yeah, I think that's it. Over here now, I think he's gonna do a... It's gonna export it into a slicing software for 3D printing. And the slicing software he's using is freaking Sprint Ray. Wow, that's a dental 3D printer brand, right? Like it creates resin and shit. You pour resin onto the 3D printer and use that to print the thing you create in Blue Sky in your computer, like a surgical guide. Wow. For me, what I use in my computer is a slicing software called Lychee, because I don't have a computer. I don't have a, what's it called? For now, I don't have a 3D printer with me. So if I want to slice my shit, I would use another slicing software like Lychee. This is another one called Cheetobox, but the last time I used Cheetobox, it wasn't compatible with older 3D printers. So that's why I use Lychee. Lychee is also, I think, has a better user interface compared to Cheetobox, but I would say they're all user interfaces of all slicing softwares are very simple enough. Just that to me, with Lychee, it's compatible with both new and old, and it also is free to use compared to, say, Cheetobox. If you're gonna use the Cheetobox Dental, it will cost you, no, it doesn't cost you money, but does require you to send some information to them in regards to your license number. And as a dental student, I don't have a license number, so I'm using like I would say a slicing software that's actually made more so for hobbyists. So I suggest maybe not use Lychee software actually, considering that it's more so a general slicing software for all purposes, for all 3D printing purposes, other than for dental needs. But as for me, I don't really see what the difference between using a slicing software for dental needs and a slicing software for general needs. To me, I know, correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But yeah, I do use Lychee Slicer for creating all of the things I want to make here in in dentistry. So I think I'm gonna just exit out this window for now. I wanna test out another feature here, and that is create a new mod project here. Discard, please. Okay. Let's see. You see, did I have any okay, I might as well confess to you guys something that I haven't done in Blue Sky Bio. I have never touched their Model Master module. Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? It's kind of like learning Blender and not learning anything about its sculpting features. You know, it's like a very essential thing here in Blue Sky Plan. Let's see if we can learn something in the Model Master section here. Is this the right one? Blue Sky Model Master. Okay. How to close a model? Add a tooth and export as one surface, no cost. Ooh! Okay, I think this is gonna teach me how to create a base, right? If I'm getting this correctly. Let's see. I'm gonna
Hey everyone, I wanted to make a quick video.
Oh wow, look at that. Look at that broken mic. I shouldn't be dissing him for his lousy mic setup when my microphone is also detecting some noise from the background here. Okay. I need to go to here.
Showing how to close a model, add a tooth, and export the border.
And I'm also noticing that he's using an older version of Blue Sky Plan here.
It's a single STL file. First of all, I'm using version 4.82 of Blue Sky Plan software. If you don't have it, upgrade from the Blue Sky Bio website. And also, we have fantastic computer liner packages, so if you're doing any work whatsoever, you can do cases including planning and the liner fabrication, manufacturing for under $1,000.
Yeah. Go ahead. In under $100,000. Is that really your selling point, Blue Sky? The fact that you can export stuff for under $100,000. I can name a lot of things that are under $100,000.
So check that out via the link here. And I'm going to show how the process can be done at no cost. So we have 14.5 credits remaining right now. Let's check this out.
Dang, this guy's rolling in dough. 14.5 credits. What are you doing?
2.5 credits remaining right now. Let's check this out.
Okay, so I think this guy could click the model editing, but since we're in 4.13, I think what we're actually gonna be clicking here is the model master. So I'm gonna drag this video here, click on model master.
Model editing, import models.
Let's import the model.
The liner package.
Okay. Okay, I think for this one, I'm just gonna reuse the STL file that we just downloaded on the implant. Where is it? Where is in the implant guide here? Yeah, I'm just gonna be using this one since it is still an STL file at the end of the day. So we're gonna go down here. We're gonna go down to here. This is the STL file. Yeah. Okay. And just like that. Nice. Select relevant jaw. It's the mandible. It is. Yeah, this is a dent. I mean, I guess it's partial. I guess. Wait.
And I'll go ahead and navigate to a model that
Yeah, it seems to be using the same. Wait, no, it's. Yeah, I think we're using a different model for this one.
This model looks like it's a aligned correctly automatically, but anyway, maxilla, dentate, continue to alignment.
Yeah, okay, dentate. Why not? Okay, maybe it's partial if you have if the scan is incomplete, but I think this one's complete so far, so we'll go for continue to alignment. Okay. Show grid. Okay. Wow. Okay, we can also like change the what we can see here. We can get rid of the grid, we can get rid of the widget. I think so far it looks good. Let me see. Ugh. You see, show grid. Can I? Oh wow, you cannot reset position. Manually refine alignment. I hate the fact that there's like no way to lock your. Okay, yeah, there's no way to lock your view into one specific angle. In Blender, we have this thing wherein if you press like some of the numlock buttons, the numpad buttons in your keyboard, it would give you the ability to face your model right in front of it, and also face your model at the back of it. Like it will just snap your viewpoint to one specific angle here. But in Blue Sky, you have to like align it manually, I'd say. And I think that's a bit frustrating, I would say. There are like certain cases you just want to just look at the XZ view of your 3D model, or maybe look at it from the YZ perspective here, without having it look crooked and shit.
I'm going to mark 3 points. One side of the arch, middle, other side of the arch. It's aligned correctly on 3 points. One side of the arch, middle, other side of the arch. Continue and finish. Now I'm going to click close model.
Wait, it's doing the thing. Wait. How did he? Why is there no point way for me to? Okay, but I think why didn't Blue Sky not give me that ability to do 3 points? Did they just do that automatically now? Maybe that's the case. Okay, we'll just go finish. And we have our freaking model here, guys. Let's go. Oh, they do give you the ability to just lock your view into one perspective here. Why did they not do that when I'm adjusting the positioning of it? That's weird. Oh well. At least we have the model here. So how do we close it?
Now I'm going to click close model. We see that
okay. Close model. All right. This kind of reminded me of the model designer in Blender for Dental. We do have this functionality there as well. Except for this case, we have we can actually, you know, use this. We can actually, you know, make the base here without paying it up front to download the software.
The model's now been closed. Just as a side point, if you want to control the height of material that's added, it's a point if you want to control.
Wait, what did you click? Tools? Tools? Tools, add text, add scale. Did scale? Okay, I'm just gonna let's escape that. By the way, guys, if you want to just exit out of a tool, I think you just press escape. Let's see, what did you click? What did you click again?
The height of material that's added. Just as a side point, if you want to control the height of.
Click the last one, preferences. Okay, project customization. Nope, no. Ah, here it is. How do I control the height?
Material that's added. We can see here preferences surgical guide generated model base height is 3mm, which means that it takes the lowest point or the highest point, depending if it's the upper jaw and lower jaw, to close the model, and then it adds an additional 3mm.
Let's make it 7, maybe. That's okay. There we go. Okay, so I think what it did now is that it created a separate model stone model. What? Why is the default name for the stone model stone model? That's redundant. I'm just gonna delete the past one, which is the blue colored this blue colored model here. I'm just gonna delete that since it's the one that I don't want to print out, and we're leaving this one here. And just like that, we have a cast, a cast of a patient's teeth, technically.
So that's what that means over here. If you go ahead, we can see we have our model.
All right, let me see if I can figure out what's the next step here. Let's create a. So there's this feature in Model Designer for Blender for Dental where we can write our names into the model itself. Let's create a name on the side of this. Let's go add text maybe. No? Is this not it? Okay, I'm gonna exit that. How do I add text here?
We want to make it a hollow model to save on printing materials and printing time. We could simply make sure the model is selected and click hollow model.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so I'm already wondering, why do we hollow models? Well, when you print, you gotta keep in mind that the more dense your model is, like in this case this way, the more dense your model is, the more printing resin you will consume in your 3D printer. And you know, in our capitalist society, more resin just means more money to spend. So to sort of, you know, combat that, the the overconsumption of resin here, what we would do is just hollow out, like literally, like create like a concavity within the model itself to save up on some much needed resin. So I think what we'll just do here is have the stone model here created. Can I rename this? Oh yeah, I can rename it. Okay, I'll just call this Ozpin's 3D cast. Okay, and go down here and press hollow model. Oh, never mind. What? You can't wait. You can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? Hold on. Where is it? I need the here. Okay.
Or let's go back to our
Is he going back to the?
active. And now let's click hollow model.
Okay.
Okay, even better. You don't need to close the model first, then make it hollow.
Wow. Okay. So we don't need. Wow, that's. So wait, why do you need to close it if you don't wanna? If it's just a one click away. Maybe it's for smaller things that isn't the entire set of your mandibular teeth. Okay, let's go to max. No, so my mandible. I'm gonna get this. Thank you. Hollow model. There we go. Come on. Give me the thing. Give me the fabricated hollow model. Nice, and just like that, we can create our hollowed out model. Now, let me see. Let me go back to the preferences and see if we can change the. Let me see. Generate model space height, software, guide tube, wall thickness, custom metal cylinder. None of this feels like something that would help me in. Yeah, none of this feels like. Actually, I think a better way to do this. Okay, I'll create the. We have both a Ozpin's 3D cast hollowed. Okay, I think it's a good thing Blue Sky Bio has this all for free. I mean, you can export these 3D casts for free. But I want to test something out. I'm going to open the slicing software after I test out Blue Sky Plan, and let's see if we can hollow out this this 3D cast outside of Blue Sky Bio. So let's see. I need. Where is it? Okay.
Or you could just create a hollow model if you like to be printed, and now we have our hollow model. Now I'm going to click on Add Tooth. We have our drop down here of different tooth libraries that we want. Again, I'm going to select different. Now I'm going to click on Add Tooth.
Huh. Oh. Okay, we can add tooth here, I guess. That's I want this to be. Yep, there we go. Like directly on top of the thing, and let's go add a. Okay, for sure, we can create some artificially generated tooth. Whoop. Okay, it's gonna take us some time to generate. Let's see. tooth generation. 77, 80%. Come on, come on, blue sky. Get generated, please. It's not that hard. It's just one. It's just 137, one left mandibular first molar. Oh wow, that actually fits really nicely. Too nicely, in fact. I mean, I guess the one thing we can maybe edit is maybe lift up the what's it called, the gums here. But I think I can do that even in Blender if I wanted to.
We have our drop down here of different tooth libraries that we want.
Maybe we can just like move it a little bit higher.
Again,
Can we get much higher?
tooth. If we want, we can also multi-select, hold down Shift key and left click to add multiple teeth, or just select the tooth.
Huh.
In general,
Look at this guy. He doesn't have the artificial. He doesn't have AI to to work with choosing his teeth. Oh my god.
eyes that we want to place, and go ahead and hit OK. And now have the cursor turned into crosshairs of the little tooth you can see on the screen. I could left click to drop the tooth in.
Why did you click at that? Oh, okay. I was about to roast him for clicking on the teeth right in between a bunch of teeth here.
Left click to drop the tooth in. Here we have the case. We could go ahead and grab and drag it. We could improve the placement using the module. We could rotate as needed. We could resize as needed as well by grabbing the small nodes. And for our purposes now, I want to make sure that the tooth is connected to that model so that it's exported as one model. So we want to make sure that there's an overlap there. We can just extend it just down the model to make sure we have a solid overlap.
Wow, imagine not using AI to make the teeth here. Probably shouldn't be dragging. There is some cases where an AI does give you more problems than if you do it manually though.
Import data. And we want to make sure that we have the relevant surfaces selected. So for our purposes, we have our hollow model, or we can just select our solid model if that's what we want. And we also have the tooth that we placed selected as well.
Speaking of which, where is the teeth here?
Added in our recent versions the ability to export to OBJ or STL for all intents and purposes. 3D printers accept both of them and can print both of them. We added OBJ because OBJ actually includes more information in the file, in the STL file, kind of like a higher version of the STL file, includes more data. So we
Yeah.
OBJ, but we could select either
Okay.
one. Printers could receive OBJ and print with OBJ.
For me, I don't think there's really, when it comes to 3D printing, I don't think there's really any difference between OBJ and STL to me. If you're gonna be an animator, working on 3D models, OBJ does have some use. Like it can store like shader data inside it compared to STL. But to me, I don't see any difference between OBJ and STL. They're basically just the same in the 3D printing world.
As well, not an issue. You can select the quality, standard, in the vast majority of cases. If you want a larger file with more detail, you can go high. But anyway, on the bottom, you want to make sure that you do not have this box checked. You do not want exported separated files to the folder because you don't want separate files. You want them to be combined. So we have these items selected. Checkbox is not checked. We go in.
Okay, wait. If I export this. Okay. It's telling me that this is gonna cost some money, but in reality, this is just some teeth. Oh, let me look at the price one more time. What's the pricing here again? I need to make sure. I don't want to spend my remaining export credits on this one little project here. Okay. Yeah, this seems to be good. There's really nothing here that's really stopping me from... Okay, wait. Where is my model master? Here it is.
Click on export. Let's go ahead and make a new folder. Let's make a new folder on the desktop. Test export. Model combined. And let's go click on save.
I can barely see what he's doing because of the low quality of the video.
Okay, I can now go to my desktop. I see the new folder that we made, test export. Double click. Here's the STL. Here's the OBJ file, 3D object file that was created.
I can barely see what you're doing, man.
And here we have our hollow model with the tooth or with the crown combined, obviously.
Oh my god.
With the design and making this look nicer. But here it is. We've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. And if we go and check out our number of exports, we still have 14.5 exports.
Oh wow, look at that. Will this work if I export now? Okay, let's see. Let's export this to BSB, let's call it Ozpin's first cast. There we go. Save. Alright, let's see. Do I still have free export credits? Yep. Nope, nothing is wasted. And if I open up Blender right now, we can create, you can get a good view of this 3D model we just created. Let me see. Let's see. Blender, please open up for me. I think I should be having like 2 3D softwares open at the same time right now, but okay, let me see. Let me open up my STL file here. Local disk D. Let's go down to BSB. I'm gonna open up Ozpin's first cast here. And just like that, we got our freaking model here. Nice. Now, here's the thing about. Here's something that maybe I'll share with you guys a little bit of something I've learned about Blender to those who are dentists or something. Oh. Hello. Am I still live? I think I'm live. I'm still live, right? Yeah, I think I'm still live. It's just I think my I'm using my phone to record everything here. To manage everything here in my live stream. But anyway, I'll share with you guys, with dentist here in my live stream here. I got some tips if you want to, say for example, you want to sell your patients on a treatment plan that's using dental CAD, and you want to know how do you say this? What am I trying to say here again? Oh yeah, say for example you want to try to sell your patients on a product that you're gonna try to create in a freaking CAD software, but your patient is like, nah, we don't want to do this shit. I mean, it looks so freaking clunky and stuff. I mean, look at how this looks with just the default solid mode here in Blender. It looks very rough, it looks very ugly and shit like that. What do you do to sell your patient on a freaking dental CAD procedure? Well, here's something you can do, guys. You can go open up Blender. I'm gonna increase the end start here to a higher number. Let's say 1 maybe. Nope, that's not it. Click. It's 1.5. No. I want to get a better view of this, Blender. Please function for me. Okay, so for some reason Blender is not functioning right now. Oh wait, no, it's the camera. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's the camera's fault. Okay. There we go. So if you want to sell your patients on a procedure that requires you to use dental CAD, I suggest you go open up a software like Blender. And Blender has a thing called a render engine that would give you, it would make your models much more realistic. So if I go down to viewport shading here, it will turn your kind of ugly cast into a sort of 3D, a more realistic model here. And if I just go to, I'm gonna do something more complicated here, but I don't think you need to follow this. If I just change up the power of my lamp here, something much more unique, you can kind of see that you get a better looking 3D cast that sort of reacts to more realistic lighting compared to, say for example, if we go to solid mode here and it looks so ugly and shit. You can go to Blender, get a better photo of the cast you created, and look at that. And if you want to recreate this texture of stone, you will go ahead and create a material over here. Now I'm not gonna go into how you create a material here in freaking Blender, but basically you can just go ahead, I don't know, so you want to recreate the look of some cast stone or dental stone. So that's I guess kind of yellow, right? So you go change this to yellow, something like that. The roughness could be a little bit bigger, like maybe like something like that. So you can, I think it's more warmer, right? Actually, hold on. I do have an add-on here in Blender that isn't really available if you're using a, what's it called? If you're just gonna be using the vanilla version of Blender, but I do have an add-on here in Blender that would change the look of this into something much more nicer. Stone. It could be a good stone material. I think this could be a good stone material. Yeah, I think this is good. Oh my god, this is like a festival coming out of my house right now. Anyway, I'm gonna just click on this. Let's see if this could change it into something. Wow, look at that. And if I go down to my node editor here, I need to, I think, multiply my base color with some yellow. Or no, soft light? No, not soft light. It's like lighten, I'd say. Yeah, I guess something like that. I mean that'll work. And we can also create like a plane here to make a like a floor for our dental cast. Like that. Oh, like that. GY. Okay. Let's make this camera viewport display. Okay. Oh, wait, something's wrong with my viewport here. 0.01 to 1000. You know, people sometimes tell me why you make cartoon shaders in the internet when you could do something more realistic, because, you know, that technically should be much more complicated than doing toon shaders. But, you know, in Blender, it's actually much more easier actually to create realistic shaders than to actually, you know, recreate the look of 2D textures. That's why most of my renders here in Blender are toon shaded shit. But yeah, you can go ahead, click on this, and then is there roughness being put into this? Oh no, it's I think I need to put this into generated, I think. Yep, okay. And then we can go ahead and maybe change also the material of the floor, maybe to something. Let's search up floor and let's see what will pop out in this. Okay, this looks nice. I don't know. Yeah, sure, we can get this. We'll get the floor material here. Control A, scale. Okay, I don't think there's any UV map happening here. I wonder though, wait. Smart UV project. There we go. Well, that kind of looks bad. What if I just change up the bumpiness of it? Anyway. I guess that's too porous, I guess. So I think what I'll do instead is nope, that doesn't do anything. 0.01? No? Distance? Yeah, it's a very porous cast, I guess. Maybe just disconnect this. There we go. And it looks much better aside from some dust in it. Other than that, it looks much more realistic compared to any other render you put out here in, say, Blue Sky Bio or something, where it really looks like something that came out of an alien movie or something. But anyway, you can also import some more materials here, like metals or stuff, if you're creating like dentures or something like that. Like acrylic materials are here as well, and you can render it out in Blender. And if your patient is like, oh, I don't know if I'm sure with this CAD procedure you're selling me, you can, you can import your models into Blender, add a material to it, and you can take a snapshot of it, and you can sell it to your patient, saying, hey, this is the final product of your procedure once we are all done with it. And they'll go, oh yeah, that looks pretty nice, I want to have that. And yeah, that's just how you do stuff here in Blender. Not really a dental CAD software, I must say, but it is something to give you better renders of your 3D models here in CAD softwares like Blue Sky Bio and stuff. Anyway, I guess I'll just go ahead and switch this back to solid mode. Anyway, let's go to Blue Sky Plan here.
Our process was done without using export credits. What I didn't mention also, which I'll just mention very quickly right now, is that if you're not aware, you can actually go into Model Edit, and you can actually change the shape of the model using the outlines option that we have here. So how does this work? First of all, in surfaces, we want to make sure that we have the hint on. We want to go ahead and switch over to our MPR view so that we have our 2D slices as well, and views that we want to go ahead and switch over to our MPR.
You click this one, MPR.
That we have our 2D slices as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the relevant model in our model edit, relevant model, and click move outlines. We hold down the shift key, our cursor turns it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was like wondering where the frick is the guide outlines here. Oh, here I guess. Okay. Just realizing that it's really off-centered. By the way, it's gonna tell me how to name stuff here in. Oh, it's in the other video. Never mind.
And we simply grab and drag and watch in 3D as we do this. The outline, and we can see that our model updates.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, what did he do? What did you do again? You can sculpt shit here.
Grab into these circles, we can move outlines. We hold down the shift key, our cursor turns into these circles, we can change these. In our model edit, select the model, and click move outlines.
Ooh, wait. Move outlines? Wait, where is it?
Slices as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the relevant model. In our model edit, select the model, and click move outlines. Hold down the shift.
I can't move outlines here. Is it maybe here? No. Nope. Show limiting curve? What? Close curve, close model, Wait, I think he may have... God damn it, why do I keep on exiting out of it?
Circles, we can change the size of the tool, and we simply grab. So how does this work? Our NPR views that we had our 2D slices as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the relevant model. In our model edit, select the model, and click move outlines. We hold down the shift key, our cursor turns into these circles, we can change the size of the tool, and we simply grab and drag, and watching 3D as we do this.
It seems like a very inefficient way to edit models here in Blue Sky. I mean, in Blender, you could just like, you know, you can just, you wanna edit stiff stuff out, you can just do this, you know. Wait, where is it? No, wait, no, that's not it. I want to. Here. Like, you want to edit shit out, you can just go ahead, take a draw brush, and just draw things out in the 3D viewport itself, rather than editing out like an outline of it. And the grab brush, you can just, you know, do shit like this. Want to edit out a freaking tooth? Here we go. Even got some other thing here, like masks. Where's the mask? Here's the mask. We just want to edit out the tooth. I'll just make a mask here. Like, I need the material. Why is the mask not working? Ah, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I'll get rid of all this thing here. You can create like a mask here. Like mask out the freaking tooth here. Like that. Control I. And then, you know, if I just want to edit shit out with a tooth and not affect everything else. See, look at this. And if I try to move this, it doesn't work. Like I'm left clicking right now. See, look at this. I'm left clicking and dragging, and it's not affecting it. Only the thing that's not masked out is gonna be affected. Well, why doesn't Blue Sky have like a sculpting tool here? Maybe I'm just not looking. Maybe I'm just not looking that far. Oh well. Let's go back here.
The outline, and we can see that our model updates
That's a very
automatically.
ugly way to to edit your model cast.
Extend the model upwards if we want to use that to make the crown.
Anyway, I guess that's it for. Well, actually no. I want to add a name. I want to add a name to this thing. Just so I can. Oh shit. Just so I can prove to people that I'm the one who made this. I think this next one will tell me a little bit how to make a name here.
So some possibly lesser known Blue Sky Plan functionality is that next to every view you have a camera. If you click on the camera, then it will take a screenshot. You have an option of save screenshot or save screenshot for all positions. All positions will mean
Oh wow, we can add a screenshot.
go through each slice and save that screenshot. But let's click save screenshot, and what it does, it puts the screenshot into a basket of screenshots. Now we could go ahead and we could save these to our computer. We could turn them into PDF.
I should probably also take a screenshot of my surgical guide that I did.
Print them out, and we could actually create a video, either an MP4 video or
a video.
GIF video. You could also use the images to create a custom drill report, which there's a lot of different functionality that we have there, which we're not going to get into right now. So here you have the basket of images that you've added. If you want to remove an image from the basket, then you could right click. Here we have different options to copy the clipboard, to save, remove the image, or to remove all images. So now if we want to take a look at
okay.
this, let's remove this one as well. If we're going to be printing out, let's say, screenshots for the actual surgery, so for
Oh wait, no, this is adding text to screenshots. Why would I want? I don't think I need this. I have a software called GIMP that can help me add text to my screenshots if I ever want to. How about? Okay, I want to try to search this up myself. How do I add a text? How to add 3D text to Blue Sky bio, because that's a feature that's available in Blender for Dental. Or is it not here? Is it really not a thing? Is it really not a thing that's in Blender for in Blue Sky bio? I mean, I guess to be fair, that's not really a dental procedure that you want to that would most likely be inside a dental CAD software, but still, I want to have some bragging rights by inserting some text here. See, Ozpin? Does this do anything? Okay. Oh no, it's just no, I don't want that. Move. Tools. Add scale, add marker, preferences. Model? No. No. Objects. View. Yeah. I mean, I guess I can't really blame Blue Sky for this. I mean, it is really a very minute feature of Blender for Dental. Fine, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself, guys. I'll just do it here in freaking Blender. Control Shift A. Oh, Alt M. Okay. Let me create a text file here. Where's my text file? Here it is. Call it Ozpin. I'll give it a solidify. I'll solidify it. And can I also shrink wrap this? I wonder. Can I shrink wrap this? Oh, I can. Okay. I'll put this here. Put this down here. All right. I think it's best if I did this with my closed model. Yeah, maybe I should do my closed model. Wait. Actually, wait, before I do that, I want to see if this works with the... project. Okay. That's bad. Looks bad. Okay, maybe if I just create a curve. I think a curve would work better with this one. Wait. This has become a dental stream to a stream about me trying to add text here in Blender. If I just do this, I change up the... Let me try to have this confirm with the angle of the thing here. Let's get the snapping tool here. I don't think I would really suggest dentists use Blender because of how complicated the user interface may be. But hey, if you're willing to give time on this one program, keep in mind that this is gonna happen to you, most likely. I'm gonna put up a curve modifier here, put it onto the Bezier curve, and I'm just gonna get the item here. 0. Okay, so now if I move it around the x-axis, it should... Yep, there we go. And move it down towards... Come on. Come on, Blender. Please, you can do better than this. Like that. Okay, maybe just... Yeah, that's better. GZ. I'll get rid of this snapping tool here. And RZ. And let's improve the solidify here. There we go. Nice, there we go. Ozpin. Okay. I can't believe you guys are still watching me editing up. I'll edit out the freaking mesh here in Blender. Anyway, I want to see. I'm gonna go ahead and make. I'm gonna export the closed on this one. I need the closed model here. Okay, there. Alright. Export this. Okay, this should also cost no export credits. Let's see. Ozpin's 3D cast. Cost 0. Yep. Export, please. Cast. Ozpin's first cast closed. Okay. There we go. Go back to Blender. I'm gonna import. I'm gonna get rid of this first. Okay. Export. The STL. Go down to the not blend, BSB closed. Okay, since it's coming from the same file, I don't think I need to edit out the curve and the text here in a way. Where is it? Oh wait, did I export it wrong? Let's see. Export data. Oh, wait, I think I accidentally exported into imported. Wait, go back here. Export. Yep. Class closed. Okay. Nice, okay, so go back to Blender. Import this as an STL. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now if I just, I'm gonna save. Alright. So we got this. Now if I export this and export it as an STL, guys, first cast closed V2. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think I'm already good here. I'll just save this as Ozpin's first cast. Save Blender file like that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Blender here. Let's call this my model master first. Model master project. Okay. Right, cool. Now I'm gonna open up Lychee. And let's see if we can hollow it out using just this one program here. Allow, sure, why not? Oh, it should just an update. Oh well. I guess we cannot update this today. Actually, wait. Fine, we'll do the light. We'll test around with the slicing software shit in another video, in our live stream, because I think I need to still edit that out. Let's go back to Blender. I want to see if we can try to hollow this model out with let's go with, I'm gonna add a boolean here. Let's see, boolean. There we go. Difference object. Oh no. Oh, it has to be like a... Okay, so I guess we just need to export this. I know, F3, convert to mesh, and then here. Nice, okay, look at that. You now have like a little bit of an indentation of what we just wrote. And we can turn this into a 3D file when we put it into the slicing software. Nice. Okay. Alright. Okay. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. We already, you know, I think I've already learned enough for today, and it's already now freaking 3 hours and 7 minutes here. Anyway, we created a model cast with my name in it. We've also created a surgical guide on our earlier today, and I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. On our next stream regarding dental softwares, I will be exploring Blue Sky Bio once again to explore their orthodontics module and their dentures module. I think those are like one of the more, not really say complicated, since everything here is technically all complicated to a newbie, but we're gonna all explore this in our next stream, and hopefully we'll maybe learn something new in Blue Sky Bio. And I also think of maybe learning a little bit about MediLink. It's another freaking dental software that I've heard people use before. It's also free to download. Not sure how their exporting features come and go, but we'll test it out in another stream. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. We will do more Blender stuff in the next stream, I promise you, to those people who are old fans of mine. And yeah, go read a book. Bye bye.